Did you know August is Disaster Preparedness Month? Do you know that we've had more natural disasters than we ever have, and they're starting to happen more and more often? Tsunamis, earthquakes, hurricanes, flash flooding, ice storms, you name it, it's been happening, and you never know when it's going to happen. Or do you? Well, you just got told right now that it's possibly going to happen out of the blue. What are you doing to get prepared? Myself personally, I've had power backup for quite a while. I have had gas generators in the past, and I've been a repair technician on Generac generators for a while, doing the home standby thing. If you've seen any of my videos on that, you can see all the problems I have because people generally don't maintain those systems, and they're not making sure that their batteries are charged, making sure they have oil on standby, making sure there's not weeds in it and the rats didn't get into it, and all those things that you have to worry about when your generator's outside. At first, I didn't believe in this power station thing. I thought it was kind of a scam or something. But now that I've had them for a while and I've actually seen that they have big ones and they've been improved to the point where they actually can provide enough power to power a whole home, I've taken a whole different outlook to it. Now, sure, you've got to have a way to recharge it. And yeah, you probably are going to have to rely on either solar or a gas generator to recharge it. But EcoFlow has a total ecosystem that allows you to maintain that battery system so that you're not ever stuck without power. I'm going to show you exactly what it is I use to power my house when the power goes out, and how I'm prepared for when the power does go out. I don't have to worry about looking for gasoline if I don't want to, and there's all kinds of options for everyone out there. You don't have to have the largest system. However, they've got it available if you want. If you're looking for something small, they got small portable systems that allow you to be on the go. Now, behind me here is my air conditioner. Some people that's a luxury, for others it's not. It could be an actual life-threatening issue. Some people have asthma, they're not able to deal with the heat. Depending on where you live at, it can be a major issue. Same thing with your food. Is your food going to spoil because you lost power, your freezer, you name it? And like I said, depending on your ability, maybe you aren't able to start a generator and get that thing ready and yank it outside and get it ready to go. Maybe you're not home at all and you're not even home to start a generator if you were able to do it. I'm not going to be able to cover every situation of what you might run into. I'm just going to show you what I have available and what I've used to make myself prepared as much as possible. Hopefully after watching this video, you'll have some ideas of what you can do to prepare for your own natural disasters, and that way you're not caught off guard. Okay, so here's the scenario that I usually would have to deal with. It's usually raining or it's pitch dark at night because generally power never goes off when it's nice and sunny and things are just going great. It's usually during extreme weather emergencies, whether it be snow, ice, wind, hail, you name it. It's usually a reason why the power went out. I'm leaving the light off on purpose because I'm going to show you what most people's house is going to look like. So you got to move all this junk out of the way. You know, and it's raining outside. You don't want to deal with this. You're already mad because the power's out and you're hoping that this thing's going to start. Ain't like power goes out every day, does it? Some people, maybe it does. So, okay, great. We got the generator here. We got to unplug the charger. That's if you even have a charger. So this is my 8,000 watt Generac generator. Normally I would have to wheel this thing out. Then you always have a chance of somebody stealing your equipment because this has to set outside. Now my generator here is 8,000 continuous watts. I can run my water heater. I can run my heat pump. But this thing is a power hungry hog. It holds 10 gallons of gas, and I forget exactly how many gallons it uses, but it's very thirsty. And it's constantly burning gas while it's sitting there with even a 500 watt load. Don't always need the humongous 8,000 watts. Both of my Delta Pro 3s combined together have 8,000 running watts. So here we are, hasn't been ran for a long time. So I've turned my fuel back on, choke. Now luckily I have electric start and pull start, which maybe it'll start, maybe it won't. Now for me, usually it starts right up. I haven't started it for a while. Wow. This is what's usually going to happen, honestly, for most normal people. And at least my battery's charged up because I constantly keep it on a trickle charger. But normally, this thing would start right up. Okay, there we go. And then you got to let it stabilize, because you don't want it sitting there stuttering. Next thing you know, it's going to give you bad power because the speed is directly related to the frequency it's putting out. Now we're going to have to plug in a cord, and then we got to go into the house and flip our transfer switch or our interlock switch so that we can do it. Or maybe you want an inverter system. Well, here's a little Generac here. Once again, crap's all over the place. This is what most normal garages look like, I believe. It's a freaking mess in here. This is no showboat. This is no perfect staged area. This is how things really look in the real world. I go to people's houses every day and I see misses that are 10 times worse than this. So at least I've got oil here for when I need to refill it. Most people are not going to have the oil they need. They're not going to have the gas treated like I do. I am a service guy. I constantly get called out for people that aren't prepared. Now this one here is a nice little unit. The reason why I bought this was because I don't usually need that humongous generator over there, and it's just a power hungry hog. The problem with this one here is it's only 120 volts and it's not electric start. So you got to put her over here to choke. I've got this thing set up perfect, so it should start pretty easy. There it goes. It's not very loud. This is a good little generator, but you're still talking $900, $800, $900, and this is the 3000 series, which is really only 2200 watts, and it doesn't do any DC charging, it doesn't have any communications to it, but here's the alternative. We have the EcoFlow 4000. This right here is a DC charging generator. It's about the same size, it's a little bit bigger, and they make a smaller one. But you can see physically, it has nice wheels, which is easy to maneuver it around, and it has electric start on it. It will automatically start up and run to charge my Delta Pro 3s. Now I have solar, but like today, let's take a look at the sun. Now for me here in Ohio, that's typically what I've got for sun. Half the time it's cloudy, end of the day, it's usually nighttime like I said. You know, you live in Arizona, you live somewhere like that, not a big deal. But this is the reason why I don't have a big solar farm here to take care of everything. This is set up for propane or gasoline. So I've ran both in it. The gasoline puts out a little more wattage, the propane's a little bit less. The propane's more convenient, it doesn't go bad. So depending on which one you prefer, it's just convenience factor. So let's just say we wanted to go ahead and go with the gas. We turn on the gasoline, up comes the 45% mark. Same deal here, we just want to start it. We hit the power button, hold it. That should be enough to get it going. This has a built-in choke and idle control on it. Now the battery is about 3/4 of the way right there. Now I've done a full review on this device, so we don't need to go into everything, but as you can see, we've got a plug right here on the front, one for your traditional 120 volt and your 120 volt 30 amp plug, which obviously this doesn't put out a full 30 amps. On the side here, we've got our actual battery, and then we have our DC plug, which this right here is the whole kicker on this unit, because we'll be able to charge it with DC power. Even with this running with gasoline only half full, I got 4.7 hours here. We're gonna go ahead and try this out and see how fast it recharges the dual batteries. We've got both power stations going right here. We've been running this since about 12:30 this afternoon. Right now, we are at 6:30. So we run 6 hours so far. We're at 29% on both batteries in both systems. So we got 4,000, 4,000, 4,000, 4,000. We got a little over 16,000 watt hours of power here. Now, I still haven't done it, but I'm planning on, I've already got the extensions here to combine these together, and so I can actually extend this out up to about 32 foot. My plan is to run my generator off the front porch area, go through a PVC plastic pipe, stick it out through the wall, put a cap on it. When I need to, I can send the cable out. Otherwise, I've got to go out through the window, and I don't like going out through the window and putting it on this side of the house because it's very hard to see what's going on because I have very few windows. But for demonstration purposes, let's go ahead and run this wire out the window. We do have the generator plug here on the back only on one of them. Let's find out what this thing does as far as charging is concerned, because you do have to have an adapter, which comes with the generator. Now, one thing that was kind of bad about the Ultra is they do not offer a plug for the Ultra. So this is not even an option with the Ultra, which is why I decided to get two of these. That gives me the capacity that's actually greater than just one Ultra by itself, and it gives me flexibility to have two individual systems. Should I have a failure out of one, I'm still not up a creek, and I'm not stranded with one system working. So like I was saying, outside here is where I'm going to place this at when I get my, I think it's going to be somewhere between 1.5 and 2 inch PVC pipe that I'll put through the wall right here beside my outlet. That way I can just stick that right through the wall. I can put a cap over it. It'll make it, I can even paint it this color of the siding. You won't even notice it. The generator, I'll be able to actually park it right like this, shooting the exhaust fumes out and away from the house, and I'll still be able to keep eye on it. If it's raining, I still have some coverage here from the rain. If not, I've got a couple different boxes I've made that will protect it from the rain. Otherwise, you got to go through this hassle here of pulling it out through the yard. We're going to do DC charging. That system down there is capable of doing 240 volts, which can run my well pump. It can run pretty much anything that's 240 volts, up to 8,000 continuous watts. Okay, jumping over to the smart app here. So we can swipe to start it, or we can actually program it to do automatic starting. Now, DC output power can go all the way up to 3,200 watts. For giggles, they don't recommend going that high all the time. Just for giggles, let's go ahead and do 2,500. Low power shutdown, these are features that you can have it shut down if it's not being used. Your maintenance, you can sit there and go through and have all these things reminded. Priorities, and we are running the heat pump off of the batteries right now. It's been running 2,000 watt hours just for the air conditioning alone, has been hogging up most of my power. Depending on whether or not you really need that air conditioner or not, that's something you're going to have to decide when you're choosing your batteries. Because you're going to need more batteries the longer you want to run it. I programmed the air conditioner to shut off at whatever I want, which I had it set for 20%. Now, this system was being discharged on purpose while I was at work so that we'd be able to do this example. However, we're going to go ahead and turn this grid off. Even though we know that we caused this supposable scenario for a grid outage, it doesn't know it. So it's currently running on the batteries. The heat pump is still calling. You can see the kind of power that we're actually drawing right here. And we're living life like nothing's happened. Okay, here's our smart generator. It's underneath the unit itself. So we're gonna move that up to, you can pick whatever you want. 20, okay, it just started up because I set it at 30%. That's when it's gonna kick on. Now we could have set that as low as 0. We could have done whatever we wanted there. So it is starting, and it's starting to charge now. Only one of them is charging. Now as my load goes up and down, the generator keeps on charging. Once it hits the spot where it can shut off, the generator shuts off, and it doesn't just keep on running like a normal gas generator would do. We're drawing out 1,700 watts, and we got 2,500 going into it. Generally, you're not going to hog down power like what we're doing here. We are running everything like life hasn't stopped. Now, what we could do, if we wanted to, we could actually shut the other one off. So watch this, we can shut that one off. There we go. Now we are running 3,300 watts, all on the one unit. We're coming out input right now at the 2,400. As I said, we are running 3,600 watts, which is what you can see here. I shut one system off. We're able to survive. However, we're pulling so much power that we just extended it by running the generator. Most power outages around my area don't last that long. I wouldn't even have to mess with the generator at all. Now, if you're going through a hurricane, all that stuff, you've got a lot of other problems, but you know what? You've got something to keep you going. You don't necessarily need to live life luxury unless you want to spend the money to have that. So if you had 2 more batteries, you have 2,400 watt hours of battery power before you need to do it. And if you wanted to, you can add another Delta Pro 3 and another 2 batteries to it as well, giving you technically 3,600 watts, but they say up to 4,200, 4,500 watts. I don't know how they get the math out of that because it's 4,000 watts per battery section. So apparently the communications is purely between this unit and the generator. The smart panel has no clue what's going on because we're charging it straight to that battery. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and turn on the other unit. So let's turn this one back on. That's gonna help split the load a little bit. There we go. So there's gonna divide the power out, as you can see right there. We're now at 1,700 apiece, perfectly divided between the 2 of them. Now, unfortunately, the charging is only being done by 1 unit at a time, so once that one's charged back up, you'll have to switch it to the other. Like I said, I just got this other unit just for this very reason, so that I could do it with the generator. Okay, this is getting to be really freaking annoying. This telling me about it over and over and over, that needs fixed. That is flipping annoying. I mean, I'm sitting there trying to do stuff, and it's popping that up on my display over and over and over again. Yeah, we just need to turn that notification off because that just drives me nuts. Now, as you notice, we've got about 1 hour and 28 minutes running currently at 2,500 watts. Now, if you need to run it, you need to run it. DC output, we can crank that up to 3,200. I mean, if you need it, you need it, you know? It's better that you don't run it that hard. However, it can do it. So like I was saying, you can see right here that it is actually charging up pretty quickly. But when you're running the system really hard like I'm doing, I'm not giving it any breaks. I'm running like life didn't stop. And that's one of the things, when you want to run like that, you're going to have to pay like that. So it's going to be a lot more batteries. You're going to be needing you know, bigger power to recharge it. You're going to need solar, stuff like that. All those things add up, but that's what you pay for convenience, to not have to mess with all this stuff. When this is all set up and ready to go, it could be as simple as already having this cord set up and ran across to there, to where all I got to do is just feed it out. It's all tacked up to the floor joists, nothing to mess with. Makes it simple as that. All right, so hopefully you enjoyed the video on what I use for my power backup. I wanted to show you what I used to have, what I've got. Don't put all your eggs in one basket is all I'm saying. I like the fact that I'm able to have a little diversity with 2 different units for backup. I still have the Ultra, which is an awesome unit. It's just, I like the fact that I can run the gas generator that's programmable on the Delta Pro 3. EcoFlow's coming out with some brand new units and stuff like that, so I don't know what the motive is behind it, why they didn't add the smart plug to it so that you could charge it with the generator. Either way, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch. If you haven't, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. Check out in the description down below for some cost-saving coupons and discount codes. I'm constantly updating those in the description of all of my EcoFlow videos, so keep checking those, and stay safe out there, everybody. Thanks for watching.